This tutorial video addresses a student's concern where they tried the techniques that I showed in my other tutorials and they didn't quite work for them. There are some little, I don't know if it's glitches, but there are some inconsistencies where you might have to click a couple of times, and if you don't know to do that, it could definitely be frustrating. So let's try a slightly different method. So I'm going to click this artwork. This is the artwork from Jess, a former student. They created this traditionally. They scanned it, they cropped it. Now the cropping isn't perfect. If I zoom in here, you can see on the edges that there's some little bits and pieces here. Okay, we're not going to worry about that right now because we'll actually fix that in Illustrator after we vectorize this artwork. So I'm going to close this. And I'm going to open this instead in Illustrator. So I right click, open with Adobe Illustrator. And it's going to flatten the layer into a single image. That's fine. That's exactly what I want. First thing I'm going to do is go to Document Setup, and I'm going to change the artboard. Up here at the top, I want to make sure that it is 8 inches, and I want to make sure that this is 10 inches. So it's the size of our final artwork. Okay, so I'll click the black arrow, and let's select that. Just as we did before, I want to do the image trace. Image trace, so you can see it's not showing up. Let's just click off, click on again, and now it just shows up. So this is kind of the glitching that I was talking about before. So what we're going to want to do is hit preview. I don't want black and white, I want color. So mess around with these and make adjustments as you see fit. I've got 30 colors selected here, and that seems to have done a pretty good job. So I like that. We'll hit expand. So now this artwork, which was an image, is now vector, and you can see it's individual little vector shape. Let's actually ungroup this. If I use the black arrow tool now, you can see I can select these individual shapes and I can adjust them. Select everything, object, pattern, make. And here you can see it is creating these imperfections in the edges. I'm going to hit OK, and we'll cancel that. I want to show you how you can fix all these little imperfections. I'm going to zoom in just to show you. So we're going to try to fix that in Illustrator. So I'm going to cancel that. I don't want that pattern. Go back to layers. Let's make a new layer. And we're going to call this, so I double clicked on it, we're going to call it frame, because what we're going to do is actually make a frame around this. So let's get my rectangle tool. I want to change the color to white because I want to be able to see how it looks cropped. I'm basically trying to crop this in. I have one rectangle there for that side, another one for this side, I'll do one for the bottom, and I'll do one for the left side. I'm just trying to get rid of that imperfection that's happening. I'm going to select all these rectangles I just made. So to select the rest of them, hold down Shift, select, 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 and I'm going to go into this Pathfinder tool and unite everything. Okay, so now I've got nice clean edges. I'm going to lock that layer. So what I want to do is to make sure everything lines up, I'm going to use rulers. So go to help, type in rulers. We want to show the rulers. So show rulers, and now you've got these rulers on the top and the left hand side. So what I'm going to do is zoom in on this flower because I want to make sure that these petals match up with the other side. So I'm going to draw a line that hits that one. I'll hit another line, draw another line that hits this one. Zoom in on the opposite end, and again from the rulers I'm clicking down, holding down, dragging, and it makes a ruler. Click from the left and drag there. Okay, so now I know these are the edges of my flower shape, and I want them to match up on the other side. So always think of this side has to match this side. So if this is hitting there, I want to make sure it hits over here. And I can see it does not. Okay. So how do I fix that? I need to use my white arrow tool. Now making sure that I have this selected. So this layer is selected. And I'm going to click on the artwork that I want to move down. So I'm moving in from the side here. And I'm just going to kind of nudge it down. So, and I'm using my arrow tool. So let's just select, nudge down. That's pretty good. That's actually much better. Okay, so now I know that these two sides match up. I'm going to do the same for the other two sides. So I know it matches, it meets, the guide meets that edge here. And I want to make sure it does the same over here, which means I need to do the opposite. So use the white arrow tool. I'm going to select the artwork. And I'm going to use the arrow tool to nudge up. That's pretty good. It's a little wonky, but I don't know. I feel like it has some character to it. I like it. Let's look at, so now I know that these two edges line up. Let's do top and bottom. So I know that this one hits this flower here. Let's see if it touches over here. Not quite. So do it again. So I start from somewhere out where I know there's no artwork. Draw a box and move it in. Oh, I'm moving the ruler too. I can deselect that by hitting Shift and then clicking that. Let's just move it in. You know what? That's close enough. And now let's do the other side. So I want it to match up here. You know what? That's pretty close. I'm not going to move that one. That's close enough. I like that. Now that I've made all my changes, go back to layers. I want to see my frame again. So I want to actually select it. So unlock it. I'm going to hit select all. So let's do select all. It's also Command A, select all. So that means it's selecting my artwork and it's selecting my frame. And now I'm going to trim. So again, Pathfinder over on the side here and trim. And now it's trimmed it. The guides disappeared. That's fine. I don't really need them. But now it's actually grouped everything. So let's go Object, Ungroup, black arrow, click off to the side. And actually, I think we can delete that. Let's delete. So I've just fixed up the artwork. I know that the parts match up a lot better. So select all. Again, Object, Pattern, Make. Much better. I like it. Okay. And I'm going to call this new pattern Love. Done. Back to pattern, or back to layers. Make a new layer. And oh, and you'll notice the artwork has now moved up to frame. That's fine. It doesn't matter because we're kind of done with this step anyway. Let's hide it. Now with this new layer, I'm going to double click it. I'm just going to call it my love pattern. Okay. And I want to zoom out again. Zoom out a little bit more. Okay, so the fill color is white. I'm going to click on my rectangle tool, make a rectangle that's bigger than the artboard. And now there should be a brand new swatch over here. There is. Click on that. And that looks really good. I'm using my black arrow tool again. Click off to the side just so I can deselect. I want to zoom in on this. That's pretty good. There's still a couple of little inconsistencies here, okay? But that looks really good. And when you have, so there's even lighting here, which is what I want. If you have uneven lighting, you might see some edges again. You can fix that as well, okay? So, and I'll show you what I mean by that. let's say if some of the colors on the edges don't match up perfectly, you could go back to your original artwork. Let's just hide this. And let's say, just for fun, let's say that some of these shapes are a different color. Let's use my eyedropper tool. We're going to change them on purpose to mess it up. Okay. So this is like, let's just say you have some inconsistencies in your background. Now, if I tried to make a pattern out of this, object, pattern, make, you'll see what happens. Now I've got this weird, ugly thing happening that doesn't match the rest of the background. Okay? I don't want that. I don't like it. So let's cancel that. This is where you can zoom in on your artwork. Select the shapes that are a different color. Use your eyedropper tool. Select the parts, like select the color that you like. And I probably select from the other side. Let's try to match all the colors on the other side here. And now I've fixed it. Oh, there's still one color there. Let's fix that as well. Maybe I'll fix these two here. And I'm going to make them the same color as that. All right. Now when I go object, pattern, make, it's all better. Okay? So that fixes that issue. And we could even say new pattern, sure. Let's call it new pattern, done. It's fine. Let's flip back though to this one. So because this is, I'm happy with this, I like this, it's consistent. This is my pattern. This is my love pattern. All done, finished. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save what I did. I'm going to save it as AI, sure. So this is Adobe Illustrator. So I want to save the AI because I want to save all these things that I've made, all these changes I made. Just to be safe, let's shut off these layers. I want to hide them. And now I'm going to save as a PDF. So File, Save As. And this is where I would change the format to PDF. And I'm going to change this to, so my name, underscore, and this is project, project 3. Save. Save PDF. Oh, and I'm saving this as PDF X1A. That seems to fix all the problems that we were having before. Okay, that's done then. Let's open up the PDF that I just made. To add your other two patterns to this PDF, all you have to do is click on this icon over here on the top left. This opens up a thumbnail version, and what you do is literally just drag your other patterns in there. So I don't have other patterns, but that's how you would do it. That's how you'd make a multi-page PDF. That's it. Once you have your document with all three of your patterns, save it and submit to Slate. That's it. Hope you have fun.